So today we're going to be taking this huge 4 1/8 inch circular drill bit and we're going to be cutting a hole in the side of the RV.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Well, you know, we just got a combo washer and dryer, right?
Yeah,
so
but I thought we already had the washer and dryer hookups.
Yeah, we need a vent though so that we can let the air out.
Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Philip.
We're two young adults in our 20s living a very unconventional life.
And welcome to outdoor.ish, the channel where we tell you more about our outdoor-ish lives, giving you a look at what it's like to live full-time in an RV while working full-time. So whenever you're cutting through just about anything, you want to make sure that you know what you're cutting through. In this case, since this is an RV wall, we know we're going to cut through a little bit of wood, as well as some styrofoam, and then fiberglass on the outside. In this case though, we want to actually make sure we're very careful because at some points of this, there are actually either metal or wood studs in the wall. So since we're cutting through the wall, we want to make sure we aren't hitting those metal studs or wood studs because one, that will affect the integrity of the RV, and two, that's just extra stuff to drill through. While this is a little bit of a concern for outdoor walls as well, indoor walls especially, you have to be careful about running into electrical, plumbing, or even air ducts. Because if you hit those, you might end up costing yourself some extra money. You might see some electrical going through the outside walls, but you typically won't see your ducting or your water lines, especially in an RV application. So whenever you're drilling through or cutting into any wall, you pretty much always want to have a stud finder. This stud finder basically makes it so that you can find where the studs are, be it metal or be it wood, so that way you know exactly where those are and you can cut around them. Some of them also have the ability to detect electrical wires as well as other things, but this one is more along the more basic side. So this one will pretty much only pick up your studs. So we have our stud finder here. We're going to put it on the wall. Whenever you're using it, you want to put it on the wall before you turn it on, and you turn it on by using this button on the right. This could vary depending on what stud finder you're using. This flashing green light means that it's on. If the red light turns on, that means it's found a stud. So I'm starting in a place that I know I don't have a stud, but if you're starting in a place that does have a stud, you might want to redo it starting in a place that doesn't have a stud. So I'm going to go to the right where I know a stud is. We see that it turns red. So there's a stud there. And then go all the way to the right. And in this foreseeable area, we are not finding any studs. So basically, here's the stud I need to worry about. And then I can put something anywhere along here and I should be fine. And I would say that you always want to be careful and double and triple check with these, just to make sure that you're not going to be hitting a stud. In this case though, off camera I've been doing this quite a bit and I found that the stud is right here. And I know that if I do it to the left of the stud, there shouldn't be another stud within another couple feet or so. So we're good to go drilling right here. So now that I have the actual drill bit in there, this next layer is very thin. I'm just going to go ahead and hand saw it. Even though I check for stud locations, I'm doing this just to verify the area that I'm drilling into is okay. So I ended up cheating a little bit. I used my impact driver to get this open a little bit more. And it looks like we're almost all the way through. And yes, I know that the impact driver is not the right tool for this. I should be using an actual drill. But my truck's in the shop right now, so that's what I have available. So it looks like this thin piece of wood is actually glued to the styrofoam. But if you look in there, you can see that all around where we're drilling has no studs. So we are good to go with continuing to drill. And about at this point, I'm going to go ahead and have my wife go outside to make sure the other side comes through.
Where am I supposed to be looking?
Underneath the voltage logo somewhere?
No, I'm not seeing anything. I think I might see where you're about to come through. Oh, Philip. Yeah? You're coming through way below. You're down here, dude.
Oh.
So that might be a problem.
Yeah, there's a problem. Alright, so let's have a little conversation about what just happened. So, we ended up drilling a little bit low, and in my defense, based on where we were drilling inside, it didn't really seem like we were going to be drilling outside that low. But, in this case, we weren't actually going through the fiberglass at all. We were actually going through the metal skirting below the fiberglass. So, we made a minor boo-boo that's easy to fix, and we're just going to go ahead and drill 6 inches higher to make sure that we're going out the right part of the RV. Alright, so I measured that we need to be 6 inches higher from the middle hole. So that would put us here. I'm going to go ahead and say 7 just to be safe. So that's where we're going to be drilling at. And then the outsides of it should be here and here. And I know I'm using sewing tape, right? That's because I do not have any of my tools with me. So essentially this is the area that we'll be drilling, with that being the middle. This middle point is at 7 inches. So we'll just go outside and verify real quick that 7 inches will be the right location. So 7 inches will be right there. As we can see, there's definitely room for 2 inches in each direction of that 7. Alright, so now we've sawed through the wood again. We're into the styrofoam, and I can go ahead and send Megan out to keep an eye out for when we go through the other side. And this time we should be going above the metal skirt, which is good.
Okay, go for it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So now there's a huge hole for all the flies to fly through. Alright, so we finally have our hole ready. So you go and wipe it off real quick so that way we have a clean workspace. We'll go ahead and put the vent on. So this slides in just like this. And it looks like we're just barely not thick enough, or maybe we need to somehow work it. So there's a little edge here that needs to go in here. It does look like this wood part's sticking up a little bit. That may be preventing us from going in. So I might just need to drill around that real quick. Logan, who will be a guest star on a future episode, is actually here because he's lending me the tool that I need. I use the correct size of circular drill bit that they mentioned, but it's not enough. So we're just gonna try trimming it up with the drill bit here. So hopefully we can get it fit in. But thank you, Logan. Very kind young man. It's less of a perfect circle now. Oh well, it'll be covered up. Oh. Hey, calm down. Oh!
Oh, that's close.
Oh, it's even closer than it's ever been before. Okay. Making good progress. All right, so we did actually getting it on. We had to drill around it a little bit. It took a little bit of time, but we were able to do it. And now we just have to screw it in and deal with mosquitoes. So,
did you die?
no. This thing was cracked earlier. I cracked it whenever I was drilling with it. No, it's fine. I don't need an extension. Actually, I probably do need an extension. All right, so now we should be able to drill it in. There we go. I'm not going to drill it in all the way immediately. I'm going to do it corner by corner so we can get it mostly tight. And then I'll do some fine-tune adjustments by hand because this is kind of thin, so I don't want to be using this to strip the fiberglass basically. All right, there we go. All right, so we did have some troubles with the actual installation of this, but before we talk about that, let's just talk about the layers that we found in our core of the RV. So basically, what we ended up doing was getting a core sample of the RV wall, and that's what's in between the outside world and the inside of the RV. And as you can see, it's actually pretty cool. So we start off with some fiberglass, and then we move into what looks like a mixture of fiberglass and adhesive, going to a thin piece of wood, going to a huge chunk of styrofoam, and then we move on to your inside wall, which is just a thin piece of wood as well, with your wallpaper on it. So as you can see, the actual core of this is mostly styrofoam, which makes it lightweight, which is a good thing because in general you want these things to be as lightweight as you can. Anyway, this is meant to be lightweight so that your whole RV in general is more lightweight. It's not really a concerning fact that most of this on the inside is actually a dense foam, but it is just very interesting to see what the side of the RV is made of.
And the foam actually does feel pretty sturdy on this, even though it is just styrofoam.
This is fully installed now. As you saw in the video, we drilled it in, and then now we have some silicone around the outside. This is mold and mildew free silicone. It's supposed to last 10 years. In general, just makes it so that it's waterproof around the outside of the vent. So I'm not sure if I talked about this already. If I did, edit or fill or remove this. But we're going to be sharing this vent between two different appliances, the washer and dryer combo, as well as the portable air conditioner that we have inside the garage. We got a portable air conditioner whenever it was really hot in the Texas summer, and we decided to keep it because it's pretty nice and it works really well. The only issue was we didn't have a good place to vent it out. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sharing the exhaust ducts, and I'm going to show you some video of that here, between the two. So I can already see a problem with this and the fact that we have a T-joint. And even though the dryer air is going straight out, we also have a portion that goes up to the air conditioner. And as you know, hot air rises. And whenever you're washing stuff, both that hot air as well as the moisture from the dryer is going to be going up and into the air conditioner and expelling out into the garage. So that's not necessarily a good thing, but it's a compromise I'm willing to make just to be able to have one hole that serves two purposes. For the actual portion when we're just running the air conditioner and not the washer and dryer, it's not going to be a problem. Whenever we're using the dryer and not the air conditioner, I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to close up the vent for the portable air conditioner just to make sure that hot air and moisture doesn't come in. Anyway, that's something that I expected going in. That's a design flaw that I basically designed into the system. So that's something that I expected to happen and something that I'm prepared to deal with once we end up finishing that up. I think this is going to work out pretty well, and we'll have to see how it holds up. But in general, this actually wasn't too scary of a process. And despite making a hole in the bottom, I was able to fill that in with some expanding foam, colored black, and you can barely even see it there now. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, but even looking at it in person, unless you're looking for it, it's not a real issue. That said, always measure 5 or 6 times before you cut into the side of your RV, because even though I thought I had the right height, it's really hard to tell though, where you would think that this is the bottom of your floor, but it's not. And I was trying to look inside and compare, and either way, stuff happens, and it ended up working out okay. All right, so that's the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Our next video should be interviewing Logan, which was guest starring in this feature film helping us with the drilling, as well as his wife. So hopefully we'll have them on for our next video, assuming they don't back out. So
looking at you guys.
If you guys are watching, you better not back out on us. Our fans are expecting you. Anyway, that's all for now. We'll talk to you guys later.